Palestinian Arabs are generally not wealthy. If you don't work for Hamas, Fatah, or the Palestinian Authority, or one of the other many terror organizations that work in these areas, then you're stuck living in an oppressive government and poor economy.
At the same time, Philistines are building illegally in Area C, designated for Jewish settlement under the Oslo Accords, at the rate of 15 structures per day, 105 per week, 450 a month, and 5,335 every single year. This begs the question, where do they get the hundreds of millions of dollars they need to build these palaces and mansions, especially when their population has no need to live in these structures? Welcome to episode 2 of our new On Location series, where we're taking you behind the scenes of the Israeli-Palestinian conflict and exposing Israel's enemy from deep within. You know, the world keeps talking about creating a Philistine state. Practically speaking, it's impossible because the minute it would be created, terrorists would take over, they would oppress their own people, and they would start shooting rockets into Israel's coastline. Even though it probably won't happen, that doesn't mean that the Philistines themselves and their rich international supporters are not scheming behind the scenes about how to take over Israel's biblical heartland. If you look closely, you'll find a secret, well-laid, and well-funded plan. First, ignore any and all international laws and policies that were put in place, especially the Oslo Accords. Next, don't farm the soil, graze animals, or build new homes inside the thousands of acres that make up areas A and B, which, by the way, are under full Philistine control. Instead, use the billions of dollars that your international partners have given you to not only line your own pockets, but build illegally inside Area C, knowing full well that if Israel tries to stop you, the world will threaten and condemn them. If you look closely, you'll find that this is exactly what is happening in Jerusalem, Judea, and Samaria. Don't believe me? Check it out for yourself.
The Palestinian Authority has actually, for a number of years, been doing precisely what it said it was going to do. In 2008, the Palestinian Prime Minister, Salam Fayad, launched a plan which stated essentially that the Oslo framework was dead, and the Palestinian Authority would, from that point on, create de facto a Palestinian state on all of Judea and Samaria, areas A, B, and C, meaning the areas that were set aside for Palestinian autonomous areas, as well as the area set aside for Israeli jurisdiction.
Guys, this is Ramallah. Ramallah is the seat, the capital of the Palestinian Authority, the enemy, the sworn enemy of the Jewish people and the state of Israel. Fayad, who is he? He was the prime minister seated here in this government seat, so-called government, here in 2009, and he created what's called the Fayad Plan. Now, what is that? In his own words, he used the word creeping annexation. Now, that's interesting. So the Fayad Plan is a creeping annexation. What does that mean? It's taking over Israel's heartland in a creeping manner, slowly, process. We take over land little by little, and that's what's happening. Around every Arab village all over Judea and Samaria, this creeping annexation is slowly happening. Right now, there is buildings covering Area C, Israeli state land, with exactly the plan that came from Fayad in 2009.
As crazy as this sounds, 14 years later, it's nearly become a success. Just in the last year or two, Israel is slowly waking up to the fact that there are more than 80,000 illegal structures built in Area C, which, as you remember, was designated for Israel to build and settle in under the Oslo Accords. For Fayad's plan to ultimately work, however, he needed a lot of funding, and that is when the European Union stepped in to help. Over the last decade, the European Union has been secretly operating in the Arab sectors of Judea and Samaria, under the guise of what they call a, quote, humanitarian plan for the occupied Palestinian territories. They have funneled at least $500 million into illegal construction in Area C of the so-called West Bank. Now, modest estimates place the funding that the EU has provided at $500 million, but other reports say that the EU will soon be budgeting 300 million euros per year for just one of their illegal construction projects in Israel's heartland.
We have documentation of the most recent, the annual budget that was publicized by the EU's office in Ramallah has several billion euros of infrastructure projects, construction projects, all sorts of support. And they say straight out, it's for erasing the difference between areas A, B, and C. What does that mean? That's a very, very politically correct way of saying annexing all of Judea and Samaria to the Palestinian state that they are helping to build.
By now, you're probably wondering, what can I do to support Israel's right to be sovereign in Judea and Samaria, especially when they're facing this illegal undercover takeover and at such an alarming rate of speed? Fortunately, there is a way that you can directly support Israel's heartland, and you can do it right from your home. Our friends at Blessed by Israel provide a way for you to strengthen Jewish sovereignty in Israel's heartland while enjoying wonderful products from the family-owned businesses that are located here. Blessed by Israel brings beautiful boutique products from businesses located all through the biblical heartland to the United States for distribution. They sell products like olive oil, tea, jewelry, soaps, honey, cosmetics, and much, much more. These products are crafted by the pioneers of Judea and Samaria who often are braving hardship to build their families and their homes in a region that is surrounded by hostile neighbors. They have turned this hardship into something beautiful by crafting incredible products, and now they want to share those products with you. Blessed by Israel makes supporting these small family-owned businesses very easy. You just go to blessedbyisrael.com or click the link down in the description below. You pick out products that you know your family or your friends will absolutely love, and your order will be shipped to you in just a matter of days. They're even offering a special 10% discount just for our viewers. Just use the promo code TheIsraelGuys when you're checking out. Bring the goodness of Israel into your home today while strengthening Israel's presence in Judea and Samaria, the heartland of Israel. Visit blessedbyisrael.com or click the link down in the description below, and make sure to use promo code TheIsraelGuys at checkout for 10% off your order.
So now it's time to put the facts on the ground. We've just told you the problems, and now we're actually going to walk. We're right here outside of a Jewish community now. There's an Arab community here, and we're going to walk down here and show you the line of Area C, Israeli state land, of which I'm standing in now, and the Arab areas A and B are right beyond us. So we're going to go to that Area C and just see what we find down here. You're going to be surprised. Come on. Right here, we have Area C, which I'm standing in, Israeli state land, and then right beyond this house lies areas B, okay? So this house is actually standing in Area C. This is in direct defiance of the Oslo Accord. So whenever you hear international law and defiance, and a lot of people say Israel doesn't understand, well, actually Israel does abide by those agreements, and the PA, as we're calling the Philistines now, are objecting to the international agreement of the Oslo Accords that say sea lands are for the state of Israel, yet this defiance, building a castle inside the Area C lands dedicated to Israel, as I said, direct defiance of the Oslo Accords. They're not upholding the ruling at all. I'm telling you, I would be fine to live in a castle such as like that. I mean, really, we're going to take a little bit of a look into this place. Can you see that? That's outrageous. This site is a fairly tense site here because we're on the backside of an Arab village, but we got to bring you the information, the true information. This is another mansion. Now, this is very tactical. That's a mansion, swimming pool, incredibly built, just $1 million place. Now, why is it tactical that they built it here? Because Israel planned a highway to go through here. It's actually planned, it's approved to build here, but that's not happening anymore because of a $1 million house that was tactically put right on location here. So we're on the backside showing you the truth. That's what this house was built for. It was built to stop Israel from building a highway through this location. Guys, this is outrageous, but here we are with more facts on the ground, right here with the true situation happening. We better get out of here. There are 300 NGOs operating in Judea and Samaria. 99.9% of these are anti-Israel and pro-Philistine. The pro-Philistine world has funneled billions of dollars into the so-called West Bank, building hundreds and thousands of structures all over this area, all of these being illegal according to international law, namely the Oslo Accords. Most of these units are also completely empty.
All of this is the anti-Israel world's desperate attempt to erase the Jewish people from their homeland by creating an undercover Philistine state in Judea and Samaria. As believers in the Bible, our job is to unconditionally stand with and support the Jewish people's right to be sovereign in 100% of the land of Israel, especially their biblical heartland. Thank you so much for watching. A couple of quick things before you go. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and the notification bell, and leave us a comment as to what you thought about this two-part series. If you missed episode 1, make sure to go back and watch that on the channel. We'll have it down in the description below as well. If you want to strengthen Jewish sovereignty in Judea and Samaria, make sure to visit blessedbuyisrael.com. Link is also in the description below to purchase beautiful boutique products from Israel's biblical heartland. Lastly, guys, these series are much more costly. They might take us a lot longer to produce. They're much more complicated. So if you want to support the work of the Israel Guys, everything we put out is absolutely free. You can support us financially at theisraelguys.com/donate. We'll also put that link down in the description below. Don't forget to subscribe, and thank you so much for watching.